Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Yes, hello and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I hope you're all doing well on this beautiful day, again in Liverpool. Here I am though, outside the Kop. As you all know, the Kop TV is based from this name here, that beauty, the Kop TV, where my mum, a Scouser, used to work back in the 70s. That's why this channel is called what it's called. But I wanted to come here today and speak to you about this Gini debacle that's really been damaging his reputation, I believe, since he's left Liverpool. Now, obviously, he's come out and said that one of the reasons he left was he didn't feel the love, which, listen, a lot of players, unfairly get abused on social media after a defeat. His words were that after a bad game, it would be his fault. Now, one of the things that I have to say about this is, of course, I don't condone any type of abuse, for any players, home, away, Liverpool or not Liverpool. But one thing I have to say is, listen, if you're sitting there scrolling through your timeline, watching abuse pour in after a game, then maybe delete the app. Maybe don't check your social media if you have, in your opinion, had a bad game. It's one of them things where I don't really think that alone is enough reason for him wanting to leave Liverpool. Jamie Carragher came out and said, it was about the money, he didn't get offered the deal, therefore you have to just accept it and move on. That's football, that's business, Carragher said. But I wanted to get your thoughts as well. What do you think about the Gini situation? Do you think that he was probably in the right for saying that the abuse was wrong and that people were giving him a hard time? Or do you think that it was down to money, and because a deal could not get agreed, he left Liverpool to go to Paris Saint-Germain? And I can't lie to you, it really hurt seeing him there. There's no doubt in my mind that even though he's now come out and said this, there's no doubt in my mind that we'd still love to have Gini at the football club. So, such a shame that it didn't get resolved, and then there was all that talk about Klopp telling FSG he wanted Gini to have a new contract. They weren't too keen. Is that the truth? Is the idea that FSG don't like giving contract to players over 30, is that true? I mean, personally, I think that's a load of rubbish, because as we've now seen these rumours last week, Henderson looks like he's stalling on a new deal or is not being offered a new deal for more money. Now, that rule over 30 rule about not giving players contracts past that, for me, that's so out of date, that rule, and it needs to be vanished as soon as possible. So by that logic, if it is true, are we saying that Jordan Henderson doesn't deserve a new contract because he's over the age of 30? That's a joke. That man deserves a contract before any other person in the team. So yeah, interesting one that. Do you believe Gini Wijnaldum, or are you on the side of Jamie Carragher along the lines of what he said? Like I said, let us know in the comments. Remember to give this video a little like and a comment about what you think, and of course subscribe if you haven't already. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about today from outside Anfield is a little bit more of a transfer update surrounding players that will be leaving. Shaqiri, now he's come out and had something to say as well, which, I mean, listen, players are going to come out and say what they want at the end of the day, but it's not great for Liverpool to have Shaqiri online coming out to say that, Lazio have done such a good job and he wants to go there, and he said that Liverpool won't stop him. I mean, listen, we are going to stop the deal happening if we don't get the right money. I don't think a player has that much power to say no one's going to stop me from doing what I want. So you'd like to think that if we are going to sell Xherdan Shaqiri, which I actually don't think we should, then I want at least 15 or 20 million, same position as Nat Phillips. And trust me, if you actually get, I mean, there's talks about 12 million would be enough. If a team gets Xherdan Shaqiri for 12 million, that is an absolute bargain. I think we got him for 8 or 9. And even then, you're thinking, wow, what a bargain that was. Former Champions League winner. Yes, he was at Stoke for some time, but still such a good player. Played at Bayern Munich at the highest level. And obviously he hasn't had the time that he would have wanted at Liverpool. He's been injured a lot. He's been just in and out of the team. Hasn't really been able to hold it down. I do believe if we saw 10, 12 games in a row from Xherdan Shaqiri, we'd be talking about a player who we can't afford to lose. I think he is that good, given the run of games, and we saw how good he is in the Euros. 2 goals for Switzerland, 3 goals for Switzerland, I think, in the end, and the highest assist and goals ever for his country. So listen, 12 million? I think we can get more than that for Xherdan Shaqiri. Again, let me know in the comments what you think. I know he's been very keen and outspoken about going to Lazio. Now that's a team again who aren't really at the highest table when it comes to European football, but if he can go there and get some game time, then fair enough. You know, you can't, one thing about Liverpool fans, we're very protective over our own players, and you can't begrudge a player for wanting to play more games because he's not getting them at Liverpool. In that category, you could put Nat Phillips in there, you could put Divock Origi in there. You definitely couldn't put Gini Wijnaldum in there because he played so many games in a row for Liverpool. But I think he's in that category where we go, do you know what, fella? I'm just going to move the camera up a slightly bit. Do you know what, fella? It's probably time to go for your own good, for your own career. So it's one of them ones. It'd be really sad to let him go. However, what I would say is with the money that we could pick up from Xherdan Shaqiri, we've got to invest it. We have to spend that dough that comes into the club. You've already seen Liverpool have raised this summer alone, I think it's around 35 million, which easily plays for Konate. He was 34 million, I think. We've sold Harry Wilson to Fulham for 12 million pounds. What an incredible figure that is, considering the man has only played 3 or 4 times for Liverpool, but has been at the club for 16 years. And that's one thing that I have to say about Harry Wilson. I commented on his post yesterday and said, do you know what, amazing servant to the club. 16 years from the age of 6 to 24. He was at Liverpool, and you really do have to take your hat off and say, Harry Wilson, I want you to have a great career. So 12 million raised for him, 5 or 6 million raised for Big Taiwo, and then players like, well, I can't think of them off the top of my head. I've had a bit of a mind blank there, but we've raised 35 million from sales already this summer. So that begs the question, do we need to sell more, to raise more? Do we have money there? Of course we do. As you can see behind me right here, the workers there are putting up the new imagery for outside the Kop this season. This is an exclusive, by the way. If you just turn around, you can see Virgil on there, Thiago's there, Trent, Hendo, Alisson, and I think they're just putting up Bobby behind me, just in this bottom corner there. So that's brilliant to see. New imagery outside the ground for the new season. I'm down here to sort out the season ticket for next season. There's a big queue outside the ticket office there. But let me know what your thoughts are about Gini Wijnaldum leaving and coming out with what he said, and subsequently what Carragher has said about that. Also let me know what you think about Xherdan Shaqiri giving it this online, trying to force a move through to Lazio. And then let me know what you think also about Harry Wilson. Is that a sale that we as Liverpool are going to regret in the future? Definitely a one that got away for me. A big fan of Harry Wilson at Liverpool, and like I said, I hope he goes on to do great things. Right, this week we've got a lot of content coming up for you. We're going to be doing a live watch along of the games next Sunday and Saturday, the pre-season games at Anfield. Atletico Bilbao and Osasuna. We'll be fan camming it out here as well. Also, the new podcast, Hot Copics, with myself and James Redmond, who you'll see I was with on Friday night for a little Chinese salt and pepper box. It was lovely. That's coming very soon as well. And then, of course, all the transfer news will be from the top of the rooftop at the flat, reporting on all the big news that comes in and goes out of Liverpool. Remember, guys, like, comment and subscribe. It's AGT outside the Kop for the Kop TV. Take care, guys. See you soon. Whoa. Just before you go,
don't forget, give us a like, drop us a comment and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most famous stand.